Hello and welcome to the rings. My name is Matthew Hickey. I'm here with Russell Lee. Russ, welcome.
Thanks, Hickey.
BigV state champ men. It's Ringwood up against the Casey Cavaliers, but we're here for a very special reason. And could you please tell us, Mr. Lee, why exactly we're here?
It'll be Matthew Snow's 400th game. Absolute legend of the Ringwood Hawks. We're sitting in a packed Ring Stadium, and we can see just to our right the hanging jerseys of Snowy, number 8, 300 games in 2014, and we fast forward just 4 years, not even later, and he's accumulated another 100. Absolutely outstanding.
And you've been at the club for a very long time, and what stands out, because he's an incredible point guard, we know the stats, we know the assists, we know the championships, but what does everybody miss who might not necessarily get to see every week?
Oh, well, he's just an out-and-out leader. In terms of the championship men team, he's been a captain, he's been a leader through the thick, the thin. He can play in those hard games and keep that composure because he's just so good with the ball. But in particular, as junior ranks come through, he's that guy that they can look to in terms of mentoring and leadership for them to take that next step.
100%. He's quite the incredible player. Quick shout out to anybody that might be watching us from overseas. We got the word from Ken Harrington that a few of you might be tuning in, so it's good to have you with us.
I think it's a special shout out to Mark and Michelle who are in the UK. G'day Sutto, I hope you're well. I hope you're enjoying the action.
Back to the game itself, it's going to be an interesting one, and I don't think Casey's going to roll over here in this milestone game. Ringwood are 5-1, but Casey 3-2, and they've got some good players, some familiar names. Brent Hobber and Brandon Polk come to mind, and it should be an exciting match.
Absolutely, we're just getting ready for the tip-off here at the rings.
So the ball finally, no surprises who it eventually lands in the hands of. It's Snowy, and they're straight into the offense. Matt Fennell's phenomenal touch around the ring. Couldn't get it on that occasion, but too big, too strong. Sean Clark on the inside, and we are underway early here at the rings.
Casey pushing the ball pretty hard up the other end, getting into their offense quickly.
Polk left wide open.
Scotty Stone collecting the O-board, kicking it back to that 400 gamer Snowball.
So Gibson, your brave person to go under that screen, but he cannot make them pay. Off the pull-up, off the handoff. Ben Louis, good player, coming down now. They look down to Polk in the low block. A real battle of the big men down in the low block, but it's Sean Clark that wins that time. Fennell comes away with the rebound.
Pushing the ball hard, Scotty cutting to the elbow, but Sean Clark from deep, unable to connect.
Very rarely you see a team with 5 guys who can shoot the ball at a decent clip from the outside, but this is what that Ringwood team can do. He might have missed that one. Sean Clark can knock down that triple at a very good rate.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a mistake not to close him out.
Fennell guarding in the low block, spinning hook shot, right hand. Good finish on that occasion from Raheem Lemons. Probably the best name in the game by far, I'm just going to throw it out there.
Without a doubt.
Fennell will be looking for it. Gibson with the curl. Good double, good hands. Now they run away with it. Here's Louis. Great take. Couldn't finish though.
Snowball did enough. Scotty Stone with the O-board. Jacob now pushing the ball up. Feed to Sean Clark in the low post, and 2 points. Assist from Scotty Stone.
Clark turns and sees that he had the mismatch, made no mistake. Here's Polk again, looking to be ultra aggressive early. He slipped over, and there's a foul, and probably a stiff one.
Yeah, absolutely. Snow had position in the low post, and Polk has just rammed into him. Unfortunate call there for Snow, but that will be his first personal foul.
So Polk aggressive early, but nothing really going for him. They should look to get Matt Donnell on the ball as well, number 9. He's been a good player so far. Doesn't mind the perimeter shot.
So they're calling soft fouls early. Sean Clark with a little shove. Referee all over that, and then straight away with a warning about having a conversation about that same call.
Not against the call, but we're going to be here for a long time if they're calling those at every possible occasion.
Absolutely. No physicality permitted so far to start this game.
Tough finish. Oh, got it to go on the right hand. Ben Louis, that was a nice play. Lewis. I'm going to go with Louis.
Oh, I like Louis, yep.
Snowball rising up, catches. They don't give him a whole lot of respect on the perimeter. Gibson, tough contested Jay. Gets his own rebound. Misses again, gets it again. Great hustle from Gibson. Can't finish. Clark has been huge on the inside and finishes and one.
Jacob just padding his stats there, throwing it up off the backboard, accumulating those O boards.
Nothing wrong with that, Russell.
No, you're a prime mover and shaker in that same category there, Hickey. That's Sean Clark able to take the hit, knock down the 2, and he's off to the line for a bonus.
Quick shout out to Hudson Canal, who's just continually walking and dishing up food.
We did miss the aftermatch, so that's fair.
Did miss my serving of pizza, and there's just unable to drag it in. Polk, he's had a slow start to this game.
Yeah, Shawnee Clark missing, knocking it out of bounds, so the Hawks will gather for an inbound off their baseline. Sean Clark setting some hard screens, nice roll to the bucket, and 2 points, little lob pass.
Great
Fantastic.
patience there from Jacob Gibson. Waited. Wasn't worried about getting the violation and then hit Clark. But there's Polk finally into it. No emotion shown from Ken Harrington. He must be happy with that jump shot. Relatively so anyways. Decent start from both teams. 8-6, Ringwood have the lead. He's so big on the inside, but good defense from Polk for now with the O board. Again to Clark. And head coach Eric Minerve must be tearing his hair out for Casey because they have just been unable to get on the defensive boards.
Great balls and aisle from Matty Fennell, taking it right out of the hands of the post. Running the floor hard, and Jacob Gibson finds Fennell, rewarding him for that steal for another 2. 12-6 down, the Cavaliers find themselves as they call a timeout. 6:31 remaining in the first quarter.
The first effort defense hasn't been that poor, but it's been after the shot goes up that's really let them down.
Absolutely.
Just lazy in parts, playing only in certain sections of the offense and defense. That lazy pass into the low block was a prime example of that one. So 6.5 to go here in the first. Ringwood off to a good start, 12-6, they lead. And some familiar faces also around the rings, which is good to see.
Yeah, lots of both past and present contributors to the club getting down to support Snowy in his 400th game. So welcome to all of our guests, former contributors to the club, friends of Snowy and the Hawks community.
Must be very hard as a coach because the X's and O's haven't been that poor for Casey, but it's almost just been an effort thing. What can you say as a head coach?
Well, I think the biggest thing is the fact that the Ringwood Hawks have accumulated 6 offensive rebounds to start the game, and the rebound tally sits at 9-2. So we're 3.5 minutes into the game, and the Cavaliers have been out-rebounded by 7 already. We're back to the action. Casey dribbling up, getting into their offense. Polk standing at the top of the key. Sean Clark sagging off him. Louis, entry pass to Lemons. Taking on Fennell, able to take him to the rim and score 2.
Great
strong.
seal. Good finish. How's the ball movement from the Hawks here? One extra, Stone in rhythm.
No look pass from Snowy. Stone unable to connect from deep.
Ball down to Polk. Former Knox Raider, I believe.
And he's been around the block, there's no doubt.
Good take from Lemons.
Popular import.
And just like that, the lead's cut to 2. Sorry to interrupt you there, Russell.
No worries. Yeah, popular imports tend to make their way around the league. Hot property, there's no doubt.
Gibson, great pick from Fennell, freed him up, and this time Gibson gets the drive to go.
Yeah, excellent single action off of Waves. With that on ball.
Giving Louis no respect there.
Oh, nice pick off from Sean Clark in the low post off an errant pass. However, we've just copped it back up. Scotty Stone unable to gather the full court pass in transition. Sean Clark now defending Polk in the low post. Kicks it out. Lemons from deep. Polk with the offensive rebound. Going at Sean Clark again. Missing again. Jacob Gibson with the defensive rebound.
Expect Polk to look for that pull-up a lot more because he's just not being able to out-muscle. Sean Clark. Clark again with the O-board, couldn't get it. Chance to cut it to 2 now for the Cavaliers. Slow gather, big 3, whack. Thank you very much from Matt Donlan. His first good look and he nails it.
Lead cut to 1, 14-13 in favour of the Hawks. Snowy looking to get the ball back in motion as the Hawks look to extend their lead. Nice pass to Jacob Gibson in the corner for a 3.
It's almost a layup for him, that shot.
Absolutely.
Bread and butter. They'll look down to Lemons. Nothing doing. And they've called a hands foul. Stone didn't like it, but I think it was for the little hand check in the side. Pushed him slightly off balance.
I think frustrating for Stone there. It was called a little bit late too, so thought he might have got away with that contact, but to no avail. Subs for Ringwood. Trevor Latham in for Sean Clark and Stephen Osborne in for Scotty Stone.
And for the Cavaliers, in comes Brent Hobber, number 41, and also Mike McInnes, number 5. So Louis nails the first. And the second rims out, Latham gathers, and away come Ringwood. Gibson once again looking to get free off the ball. Will curl off, thought about the jump shot, gave it back to Snowball. Wants a pick. Let's see what he can create here. Good pass to Fennell. Couldn't get it to go. Got up big then from Matt Donlan to get that rebound. Might be on for the trail, but a good take from Louis. Pushed up. Oh, big putback dunk from Raheem Lemons. He goes upstairs.
Great effort on the O board chasing that. Was not blocked out. Ken will be disappointed with that effort from his Hawks. Stefan kicking it to Jacob from deep, but unable to connect. Hobber with the rebound, pushes it to Louis. Louis now one-on-one against Snowy.
He likes the matchup. Wants to hit the low block. Hobber very slowly going about his business. Finally, Gibson comes away with it. They have a chance to push the ball now, Ringwood. Gibson wants to get to the rack. That was great defense. He got all ball on that occasion. Did Ben Louis, and it is a travel. Tough thing to do to get your hands in there in transition, but he did that very, very well.
Yeah, great hands, good defense. Kenny's signalling to his players to look at some different offense in transition next time down the floor.
Quick pass in, here's Hobber. We're going to go to work on Latham. And the points count. Not quite sure where the foul was. Umpire calls it on the hands, and he'll go to the line for one extra.
Yeah, Trevor not looking too pleased with that call at all, having a conversation with our official. Ringwood making a sub.
Matt Roberts in early.
Yeah, starting point guard for our youth championship men, giving 400 gamer Matt Snowball a rest late in the first period.
Brent Hobber to the line for the extra. Couldn't get it to go. Matt Fennell collects.
Mitch Chapman also now in for the Cavaliers, number 15. Fennell doing the ball work at the top of the key. Roberts kicking to Gibson. Fennell looking to go one-on-one in the post. Nice spin move. Oh, and little flick shot. Very, very nice for 2. Quick transition there for the Cavaliers with number 5, Mike McInnes, knocking from deep.
That Fennell finish, having seen that up close and personal, he has an incredible knack of finishing shots in and around the rim when you think he's got absolutely no hope. So off the double pick, Roberts will look to go. Couldn't get free. They've got 6 on the shot clock. They're going to have to go
from deep.
Don't have to ask him twice, but that one doesn't go. I think Louis might like this matchup. Hobber with the quick pull-up, no. Fennell with another good rebound. You've got to feel this guy's almost a triple-double chance every single time he plays, and it's a charge call. Not sure if he had the position. It might have been the forearm. And some choice words from not only the crowd, but also Ken Harrington on the bench.
Ken getting Jacob Gibson out. It was blowing a little bit hard there in transition as Fennell pushed the ball. Scotty Stone rested and ready to go.
It's worth noting that the Cavaliers only have 9 players down here, and they're rotating quite quickly through 2 of them in particular.
Working for them at the moment with 1:36 left in the first period. They have a 2-point lead over the Hawks, 21-19.
Here's Polk. Backing his way in with ease. Tough shot, couldn't get it to go. Latham gathers the rebound. Away comes Stephen Osborne. Here's Matt Roberts.
Good help defence there by Latham to get the defensive rebound. Osborne taking his defender off the dribble, but unable to connect as he gets into the paint. Hobber with the board, kicking it out straight away to Polk in transition.
Well, that's got to be a charge, and it is.
Fantastic footwork there by Trevor Latham, remaining in front of Brent Hobber, and draws the charge. Hobber not happy with that call either, having a little chat with the referee as he walks past also.
Been a heavily officiated game. In comes Michael Salty for some first quarter action.
Great to see him back after his ACL recovery in the Youth Champs 2016
finals run.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Did a lot of hard work in that year off to get himself right, and good to see him contributing at the next level.
Youth All-Star 5. Oh, and Osborne trying a little bit too tricky.
All-Star forward in 2016. Double-double machine he was for the Youth Champ men.
That pull-up. Bang, whack again. Matt Donlan, you cannot take a step off. He elevates so high that you really have to get up in his drill and make sure he doesn't get that ball up.
Vertical leap is just tremendous.
Salty's going to be open. Wants it against Polk. Doesn't happen. Here comes Stone. Pull-up jump shot. Tough shot. Couldn't get it to go. Latham was in there. And Hobber probably could have left it, but he went and grabbed it. And with 14 on the shot, 18 on the game clock, it'll be Ringwood baseline.
I think he'd be happy with that. With the out-of-bounds call, he tipped it straight back into Salty, who had an open layup.
Oh, great up fake. Latham lost the ball on the way up, but Scotty Stone with just a nice little head fake, and he got 2 of them up in the air. So you think it'd be 1 shot, 14 on the game clock. Shot clock is dead. Here comes Mitch Chapman. Osborne guarding him. The screen will be set by Hobber.
Good defense there.
Great handle. Chapman couldn't get it to go. Roberts gets a nice little stack to finish. Throws the lob, couldn't get it to go. And we are down 1 quarter. Ringwood trail 19-24 after 1. Thoughts on what you've seen so far to date here, Russell?
Yeah, the Cavaliers have responded quite well to the Hawks crashing the boards early. The rebound count's still well and truly in the Hawks' favour, 18-10. They did a much better job controlling the impact that the Hawks had on the offensive boards. Much more comfortable offensively, the Cavaliers also, and really stretching the defence with some big threes hit in transition as well as part of their offensive structures.
Matt Donlan, the one to watch, just rises up with that vertical leap that we spoke about, drilling them at will. Potentially some nerves from Matty Snow early.
Oh, I don't think he's that sort of player. He's been there, he's done that. As they said, he's a multiple championship winning player. I don't think there's a scenario in basketball that he hasn't faced and overcome.
Very, very well put there, Russell. So it'll be interesting to see what Kenny comes out with. Not getting terrible looks on offense, just need to lock down on D, some easy transition buckets, no doubt about that.
It's pretty spot on. Hawks shooting at 33% from the field, 9 of 27, whereas the Cavaliers have recovered, shooting 50% from the field, 10 of 20. Always going to hurt when your opposition is scoring at a much higher clip than you are. Some defensive focus to reduce that percentage across the second period and rest of the game for the Hawks.
To put this into context, it is basically a finals crowd here that Ringwood have come out in force. They should be very proud of themselves. It is packed, couldn't find a seat on the grandstand. People standing up on the edges. Very, very good to see. So it'll be Casey to start us off here in the second. They lead by 5, and straight away it looks like Ken Harrington's gone to a 3-2 zone. Whether that's just a little bit of a show to to try and throw them out of the offense, or he's going to run it.
Yeah, always a gamble, especially when your opposition is shooting so well from deep to begin a game. You've got to try something.
Contested jump shot on the baseline, a little bit too easy there.
The Cavaliers ready with zone offense with Polk 2 in the short corner. Sean Clark now top of the key, kicks at the Stone. Matty Roberts coming off a little screen, knocking, just rimming out from deep.
You've given him the, put the mocker on him there, Russell. You've gone a little bit early.
I did, I have to say, he's just been 5 of 10 in a game for us recently, shooting the ball incredibly well from deep.
Perhaps some tired legs.
And
here comes Donlan. No good, Latham with the ball.
Matt Roberts last week for the men also shooting very well from deep, hitting 3 of 5.
Don't have to worry about him getting the shots up, that is for sure.
He is a scorer.
So Clark with the ball at the top, now down to 10 seconds on the shot clock, so they'll look to create. Here is Roberts. Great pass to Osborne in the corner, floater is short, no good. Interesting, Harrington's gone with the double-pronged big lineup with Clark and Latham on the court at the same time. You guess because of the zone. Corner, Hobber, 3. No good. And the rebound falls to Roberts. He's got to push the ball here.
Sean Clark running the lanes really, really well, but unable to find him. The Cavaliers able to recover. Shawnee Clark popping. Doesn't look at the 3, gives it up to Osborne on the wing. Matt Roberts coming off staggers, looks to dart for the low post, but Stone coming off. Unfortunately, unable to connect from deep. Cavaliers pushing.
Happy with that offense if you are Ringwood. That's a good look and a guy who's going to knock it down on most occasions. Hobber, another wide open 3. Cannot get it. Again, Latham with the rebound.
Both teams getting reasonable looks from deep, but unable to connect early in the second period.
Roberts with the entry pass. Got bumped, probably a foul. Latham was in the key for a long time. They finally got it to him and he finishes with the right hand.
Very long time. Again, great offense there by the Hawks. Sean Clark able to pass out of the post. Trevor Latham is the low post option, but also had Matt Roberts strong side wide open for another triple opportunity.
Corner. They like to get to that short corner against this zone. Polk looking for it. Louis goes to the right a lot. Hobber's going to be open on the other wing. Polk was always looking short and Stone comes away with it. Roberts is wide open on the wing and it's going to be a foul on number 5, Mike McInnes. A snowball. And Gibson will check in. Roberts and Osborne out. Down the other side, Hobber out, Lemons in. And Mitch Chapman in for Mike McInnes. So inbound play now for Ringwood. Looking for Gibson to flare out here to the corner, you'd think. Got Latham open. There he is in the corner. Up fake was good. Back to Clark, mid-range jumper. Up fake, one dribble. Whack, thank you very much, Sean Clark.
Great individual offense there. Sold the dummy. Nice little step forward for a mid-range 2.
Veteran play there. And sticking with this zone now. You'll see a lot of switching. It's almost like a match-up zone for Ringwood. Lemons goes to Polk, and that's a little bit too easy. That short corner is the only place that they're really getting any good looks against the zone.
Snowball bringing it back up for the Hawks. Jacob popping off a down screen from Clark. Stone the same on the opposite side. However, Stone gives it away. Louis able to pick the ball off, pushes hard. Great attack there by the Cavaliers with Donlan finishing at the rim. Stone trying to draw a charge, but just too deep in the paint for the officials to recognise it.
The charge circle coming into play, if that's still a thing. Half the time I think that might be decoration, but anyways.
Not the case there, Hickey.
Stone, long 3. He's just struggled to get it going. Great rebound from Clark, and it is a foul.
Great offensive rebound, strong take, and the Cavaliers no choice but to foul the big fella.
And a little bit of trash talk between Lemons and Clark. I don't know what Lemons has got to be complaining about. The weight difference is quite substantial, is the way I'd put it. Easily muscled out of the way. And now for his first minutes, it's Dean Johnson who'll step in and Brendan Polk will step out. back to that play from Donlan. Thought he was going to get up and flush that. If I'm being perfectly honest, I did get a little bit excited. Thought Stone could be in his very own poster here, but he was lucky in the end, one might say.
Yeah, it fell for him. Sean Clark connects with the first, cutting the Cavaliers' lead to 6. Cavaliers currently leading 30-24. 6 minutes remaining in the second period. Second free throw to come. Unable to connect.
Great hustle from Gibson.
Lemons with the O board. Kicks it to Louis to get the Cavaliers back to it.
Donlan. Whack again. It's the same spot 3 times in a row. And that elevation on his jump shot means it's very hard to get a decent hand up because he just rises up over the top of you.
Great vertical leap.
So lead out to 9, biggest of the game, and just an interesting point here for the Hawks, and no surprise Harrington looks to go to Fennell. Latham's getting doubled. Normally a great passer out of the post, hits Gibson. He'll look to go to the ring, loves that to get to that spot, use his elevation. Latham, no, pushed off it, and away comes Lemons.
The Hawks doing another good job on the O boards, but it's unable to come away with those second chance points.
Here's Lemons. He'll want to go on Clark. They did just have a little bit of bickering back and forth. Louis, no, that's a tough shot. Lemons again, fouled and won, and he liked it, and he looked straight at Sean Clark and said thank you very much.
Yeah, great finish, strong offensive rebound, straight back into the arms of Clark for the and one opportunity. Lead now out to 11, and Ken calls a timeout. Regather his group, focus on cutting this lead back to single digits well and truly before halftime.
Yeah, halfway through the second, 11-point lead. Be a brave, brave man to rile up Sean Clark. Just throwing that out there. Very brave. But Lemons letting his game do the talking down that end, and then added a little bit of talking afterwards.
Yeah, for the Cavaliers, Donlan now with 11 points, 4 or 5 from the field. Lemons with 10 points after making that field goal. For the Hawks, it's Sean Clark leading the way with 13. And as you say, he's the last guy you want to get annoyed at the moment, given that he is the Hawks' leading scorer, the game leading scorer. 13 points, 5 rebounds, all offensive.
Incredible stat there, and it's tough to say it's a good sign for the Cavaliers, but it's a thing that they should be able to limit somewhat, and that way they've already got an 11-point lead, and that's even allowing bulk offensive rebounds and a lot of second chance points. So maybe a positive to take for Eric Minerva and his coaching staff.
Without a doubt, it's still the biggest stat besides the rebound count is the fact that the Cavaliers are 50% from the field, the Hawks struggling at 32% despite the looks they've had generated from their positive offence.
So the free throw is good, out to a 12-point lead now, and a really important last 5 minutes of the second quarter for the Hawks. Look for Snowball to get aggressive here. Dribbles off, now off to Fennell. Pick, good ball movement, frees up Fennell. Donlan though, with that athleticism. Fennell gets it and won with the finish. And maybe a little spark for the Hawks. Look to be a lot more aggressive, good ball movement.
Yeah, really, really good challenge there by the Cavaliers, but Fennell incredibly active again, grabbing his own rebound, going straight back up, taking the contact, and now an and one opportunity.
So after the first quarter flew by, the second just dragging out a little bit longer here. Ball coming up the top, Donlan will want it. Stone got in his space that time. Oh, that was the one I was looking out for on the last play. He went from a mile away. I did get a little bit excited. He almost threw down a very impressive dunk.
Great way to finish. Oh, sorry, great to finish that play, even though he didn't get the dunk. That 2 to drop, but that verticality he's getting off that leap is incredible. Nice.
Corner Gibson. It's going to be a 3.
Glad wrap on the rim for the Hawks at the moment. Don't get many opportunities better than that to knock down from deep.
Lemons.
Good help defense from Clark.
This is where Snowball is ultra dangerous. Knows where everyone is on the court. Stone, wide open 3. Thank you very much, and maybe that'll get him and the Hawks going. It's into single digits, 9-point lead. now for the Casey Cavaliers.
Louis doing the job for the Cavaliers at point to Lemons on the wing.
Donlan. Great hands from Matty Snow. Off to Gibson in transition. He'll want to go corner. Stone again. One dribble. Great pass. We'll take it anyways. We're hoping that goes down as an assist.
Call it a pass, but I think that was an air ball, Hickey. Scotty won't like me saying it, but well and truly.
Tell you what, as any player, as soon as you let that thing go, you're yelling out pass, you're pointing to the score bench to get that assist. Lemons, he's looking to be aggressive.
Nice.
Good job from Stone. There's hands pointing everywhere. Nobody's quite sure. And it's going to be a jump, and it'll go to Ringwood.
Yeah, I can't say that I saw who that was out on. Your call, Hickey?
I would have thought it was a Casey ball, but we don't have television replays here, and I always go side on the side of the refs. Russell, you know me better than most. On the court, I'm always in favour of the referee's call. I say firmly with tongue in cheek.
We won't say any more about that.
I'm one of the few players, I think, Russell, that's never committed a foul in his life.
That'd be about right. How many times have you been fouled out playing for me?
No comment.
Good idea.
7-point lead for the Casey Cavaliers. Just a tick over 3 minutes remaining, and it was a good reply here for the Hawks. They out to 12 points, could have been blown out, could have been as much as 15 plus heading into halftime, which is a tough one to get back from. But they've cut it back here. They've looked more aggressive. Stone hitting that big three hopefully gets him going. And active on D as well. Good hands in there on a couple of occasions, winning the ball back. And they will be looking to cut this lead to 5 or less by halftime, you would think.
Yeah, absolutely, Hickey. You say that Stone's shot is a big one. It's his first points of the game, currently 1 of 7 from the field, 1 of 5 from deep. So to get he and Gibson involved at a mere 3 of 17 combined will be an important factor for the Hawks to cut this lead further into the halftime break. Fennell inbounding, Stone to be the recipient as the Hawks come back down to the offensive end. Pushing hard, Snowball now off the handoff. Nice backdoor cut to Gibson. Handoff to Clark. Brilliantly executed offense there on Wade's action, and Sean Clark adds to his tally now with 15 points.
Geez, basketball's a simple game, isn't it? Look at that. That is just about as pretty as it gets. Penetrate and dish. Find the open man, layup. You got to love that. Quick pull up, no good on that occasion from Mike McInnes. Here comes Stone again. He's been given the word to be aggressive. Push the ball. Now Gibson kicks to Fennell. Drives, gets to this spot, almost falling over. Did not know it was going to go there. He sold me. He was on the ground. He was looking straight at Matty Snow. Instead, flicked it out the side of the hand to Jacob Gibson. He goes whacking. It's a 2-point ball game just like that.
That's exactly why Ken goes to recruit the imports that he does. Deadly from range, and they'll keep shooting because that is their game. Nice back cut there from Louis. Quick 2 points. Lead back to 4.
Stone just looking to gamble on that play. Didn't quite come off. It was good vision. Oh, Fennell goes down. I think it's the back of his head that was hurt.
It did connect. However, was able to get it to Gibson. Gibson with a pull up at the foul line. Fennell is a tough customer.
Oh,
as we see just there, connecting with Mike McInnes on the way through while he's guarding Lemons. However, I tend to agree with what Fennell's saying to the referee. It looked like McInnes leaned into.
McInnes came late, leaned into him, had only just planted. Fennell not really looking.
Unfortunate call
and just
there.
running in a straight line. To me, that's a no call.
Yeah, it would be absolutely a no call, especially when the ball's well and truly out of question and it's in transition.
No one's getting a clean advantage. That's a no call. Anyways, we move on. Polk wanting that mid-range jumper. No good on that occasion.
Good close out there by Clark and gather by Snowball. However, the full court pass from Fennell to Clark, a little bit errant and spills out of bounds.
Good signs though from the Hawks, looking to reward the big man for running down the court. As we look, Michael Salty looking to check in late here in the second. So the Hawks have dragged their way back into this game after being by 12 down in this quarter. Again, Lemons, his closeout's been a little bit lazy. Polk, another mid-range day. Short again. He's shooting tired out there at the moment. Fennell somehow dribbles past two. He's still getting double teamed. Eventually comes out to Stone. Gibson's open.
Gibson's wide open.
Hard left. Great finish. He just gets into that spot and he finishes so well. Elevates up, hangs in the air.
Both our imports very, very hard guys to guard because you've got to close out on that perimeter as quickly as you can. Jacob able to take that first step off the dribble, get to the paint, finish with the nice floater.
Louis not going to look to shoot that. McInnes will. Thank you very much. So shooting at a high clip, both teams here. A 2-for-1 opportunity. I don't think they'll take it though here, Ringwood. 30 seconds left on the game clock, 20 on the shot clock. Flick over. Clark to Fennell. It's a 2. His toe was on the line. And you'd think that Casey holds for 1. Salty may not get in here in the second quarter. Casey lead by 1, down to 10 seconds. Ball in the hands of Louis. Polk will look to set a screen. Now down to 6. Quick flick to Polk. Looked like a travel. Lemons with a big two-hand flush. And an emphatic way to go into half-time for Casey. Lemons very active around the ball. He's got some hops, that guy, no doubt about that. So half-time, 45-42 lead here for Casey. They're looking to ruin the Matty Snow party. And it's been an interesting first half. Indeed, some highlights down both ends. Ringwood down by as much as 12 in the second, but they look to have brought it back. Your thoughts there, Russell?
Yeah, the Hawks have done an incredible job. Ball movement has been key for them, as well as getting some great stops at the defensive end. Finally getting imports to get involved offensively, get their confidence up, heading into the second half will be incredibly important if the Hawks want to have a chance at getting a W.
So half-time here at the Rings. This is sadly where I depart you, but I'm leaving you in the very capable hands of Russell Lee, who will hopefully try and drag one of his young players up here to provide some special, I'm sure there'll be special comments.
I would imagine they will be special comments. It won't nearly be the calibre that you bring to the table there, Hickey.
Humorous though.
I have no doubt it will be humorous. However, as we sit here at half-time, I'm watching currently your teammates, which would be my youth squad, exiting the building to avoid contributing to this commentary.
All right, well, we'll go on a short break. I'll leave you there. Thank you for joining us for the first half. Come back for the second with Russell Lee and special guests. Who knows who'll rock up in the end? You might get anybody. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Thank you.
Okay, and we're back, ready for second half actions as the Ringwood Hawks State Championship men host the Casey Cavaliers. And as indicated by Matthew Hickey at half time, he has departed the building, and we have brought in 2 ring-ins to accompany me for the second half. At the risk of getting cut from the squad, we welcome Lockie A. Hale and Sebastian Lees, members of our under-21 squad and Victorian Youth Championship men. Welcome, fellas.
Thank you.
They'll do their best. First time on the microphone here for commentary, so we'll call everything they say from here special comments. I hope you enjoy what they have to contribute.
I'm one of the best, so you're in for a treat.
Anything that you've noticed so far in the first half, gentlemen?
Big Shorty's going off pretty easy, so other than that, haven't been watching too much.
Ringwood seem to be playing some pretty good D on some non-shooters and not a lot of D on good shooters, so we'll see how that shapes up in the second half.
Special comments there, thank you, gentlemen. Really, really good. But they do have some wise words there. Sean Clark is having a game, there is no doubt. 15 points, 6 rebounds, 5 offensive in that stat line. For the Cavaliers, 3-point shooting, they are 5 of 10 from deep, shooting at 50%. So something that Coach Ken will need to address with his players to ensure that that lead does not blow out to double digits once more. Cavaliers currently holding a 3-point lead as we head into the third period, 42-45. Starting for the Hawks in the third, we have Sean Clark at the 5, Matty Fennell at the 4, Snowy leading from the front, and in the 2 and 3 we have Scotty Stone and Jacob Gibson. For the Cavaliers, we have Louis again starting to look to be the general on the floor. Mitch Chapman, Polk, Lemons and McInnes round out the starting 5. Cavaliers ball as we get started here in the third period. Polk at the top of the key, Shawnee sagging right off. Louis now looking to the weak side of the floor, screen away, and again we have Donlan rising for another 2. Huge vertical leap there, fellas.
Yeah, he's got some bunnies.
Fennell exploring off the dribble. Jacob, nice handoff. Back to Fennell deep. Kicks it to Sean Clark in the post. He's double teamed. Nice weak side cut from Fennell, but Shank the layup, rolls out. Chapman looking to go hard, to no avail as he slides into the back wall. Fennell back down the other way. Good hands by Poke, poking it away from him. No pun intended. Poke handoff to Donlan. Donlan going hard at the rim on the baseline. Nice scoop shot over the top of Fennell. Again, those hops giving the Hawks all sorts of grief. Nice back cut there. Snowy feeding Jacob Gibson. Unable to get the shot to drop, but heading to the line for 2.
It's interesting to see how the Hawks will adjust to Donlan. He's got 15 points. He's 6 of 7 from the field, so he's really firing today. So how they adjust to stop him, see if they can get some points to other players.
Yeah, he looks like a real threat of possession. If they stop him, I don't really know where else they'll score.
Fair call there, fellas. Seems to be the priority at the moment. Jacobs knocked down the first and the second. Cavaliers lead 49-44. Donlan being guarded by Gibson. Poke at the top of the key again. Shawnee sagging right off. Obviously no threat from 3-point range according to Clark. Nice hands there from Snowy once again. Ball spills to Fennell. Fennell probing the floor. Scotty Stone unable to connect. Good fight there from Gibson for the O board. 14-second reset. Snowy at the top. Hands on there. Mitch Chapman picking up the personal foul. Gibson inbound. Straight to Clark in the low post. Going to work on Polk. Oh, nice hands it seems, although fair bit of contact. No call. Oh, Lemons. Nice shove off.
Interesting no call there.
Yeah, no whistle on the players, letting the big guys go at it.
Interesting to see the physicality's gone up and the referees don't seem to be calling the same contact. Snowball making sure that time, hammering into the key, banking for the 2, and now an opportunity for the and 1.
I think that's his first points of a big game for him, so congrats there.
Massive applause from the crowd. The hometown favourite in his 400th game.
Doesn't need to though score a lot though, Snowy, does he, in this roster? He's got the guys around him and he's happy to give out the dimes.
No, he finds guys when they don't even know they're open.
Well said. Lemon's been guarded by Fennell on the low post. Spin move by Lemon, unable to connect. Snowy pushing. Nice little shimmy to the rack. Oh, layup rims out, unfortunately. However, a foul off the ball.
Ringwood might want to make a run real soon here. Might get away from it if they don't start scoring with some consistency.
Subs for the Cavaliers. Louis coming out, as is Polk. Into the game, we have Brent Hobber and Mike McInnes. Great offensive set there by the Hawks on the inbound. However, great help defence there by Raheem Lemons, blocking the open attempt from Sean Clark.
It'll be interesting to see whether they can get Scotty Stone into the game. He's just sort of seems to be hanging around the top of the key, not making much of an impact with only 3 points in the game so far.
Yeah, 1 of 8 from the field there, but you definitely don't sleep on him.
No, definitely not. He's a great scorer. He can score at will, put up points in a hurry.
So the same inbound play made there by the Hawks, but that time it was Jacob Gibson able to connect on the short corner 2. Foul there on the offensive, the rebound by the Cavaliers. We now have the Hawks for an opportunity to the line in bonus. Cavaliers accumulating 5 fouls in just 3 minutes of play here in the third period, although they hold the lead by 3, 51-48. Gibson to the line.
The Cavaliers really sharing the foul count around. They've only really have 9 fouls for the game, or 9 fouls for the game, and no one's in real foul trouble. So everyone's doing their part.
Gibson connecting on those 2 free throws, cutting the lead to just 1.
I'd like to see some variety from the Cavs attack. I have only really noticed, is it Donlan? Donlan scoring bulk points. They might need to get a bit more of a balanced attack if they want to win this one.
Fair call. Contributors across the floor would help for both sides. Fennell with the footwork, unable to finish at the rim. Clark with another offensive rebound and put back.
Big points to go in front, take the lead here.
Taking his tally to 17 points, 8 rebounds and a couple of dimes. He is having himself a game. Scoop shot there by McInnes, unable to connect, however got his own rebound, kicks it back out to Donlan, and another triple from the guy that can fly.
He's having a game himself. Tough ball there.
So Jacob unable to connect, 3 from the corner. Sean Clark with another O'Bell board, but the referees have signalled a fend off and a personal foul being awarded to Sean Clark. Eric Minerve. No, sorry. Ken Harrington calling a timeout. So what do you think, boys? What would Eric Minerve be saying to the Cavaliers at the moment?
I think they just try and be as physical as possible with Shawnee. Like, he's doing the bulk of their scoring, and yeah, I think he's the one to stop.
Well, they started the third quarter with a real run and gun approach. Now they're pushing the ball hard, trying to get some quick buckets, but they sort of laid off that a bit in the last 2 or so minutes. So we'll see if they get back into that or try a new approach.
What about Ken Seb?
Again, I think it's just, I think really like Lockie said before, Scotty Stone really needs to start impacting the game with his scoring. Yeah.
No, fair call. I don't disagree. Getting one of your imports involved is one thing, but having two deadly shooters as the Hawks do from the perimeter year in, year out, you definitely want both of those guys firing. That will no doubt be a focus of their offense moving forward, to get Scotty the looks that he has been, but making sure that he connects.
And that's very possible for him. We've all seen him go off before. Let's hope it can happen.
Hawks have improved their field goal percentage to 40 for the game. Cavaliers holding steady at 48%. Lemons in the low post against Fennell. Great footwork. Unable to finish the shot though as he spins to the paint. Jacob, low post feed to Sean Clark and a fadeaway, not even close. Ken won't be happy with that look. Hobber, another attempt from deep. This time the big fella drops it.
That's very tough to guard.
Very much so. But again, both sides have the range from the 1 through to the 5 spots. Cannot leave anyone open. Fennell now top of the key, unguarded, falls short. Lemons with the board.
Well, it's interesting you said that. Ringwood do have the range. They've got some really capable three-point shooters, but like it says here, they're 3 of 17 from the three-point line now. So, wonder if they keep going back to it if it's not working, or try something else.
I think we all know that that's not going to happen. They're going to keep looking at that 3 ball, and it's absolutely what Ken and the rest of the squad will want. Lemons lost the ball there, going at Fennell on the low post. Hawks now in possession. However, Jacob unable to collect the pass from Snowball, turning it over. Donlan now top of the key. Off to McInnes. Nice floater as he attacks the paint. Lead back out to 7. 59-52 in favour of the Cavs.
Here's that balanced attack. I think the last 3 possessions, someone else other than Donlan has scored.
Very good point there. Looking for Latham in the low post, kicks it back out to Fennell. Fennell with the up fake, dribble to the side, and nice triple. Excellent patience there from the Hawks. Donlan straight back down the other end, elevating over Fennell, but unable to connect. Snowball collecting the offensive rebound, looking to push. Trevor Latham running hard along the lanes. Gibson making the same move that Fennell just did, up fake, sidestep and dribble, knocking down another dribble, and just like that, it's back to 1. Seb?
2 big shots after Lockie's bagging out, so might be a commentator's curse, but it's working well for Ringwood.
And Lockie, you wanted the Hawks to go away from that triple.
Not so much wanting them to go away. They've got really good shooters in the perimeter. It was just an observation if they were going to go away from it. Clearly not. It's working well for them at the moment.
I would imagine that some of those senior boys are going to be having words with you when they watch this back and hear those words. Hawks now inbounding. Osborne looking after the ball as the point guard. Snowy deep in the corner, going at Gibson in a low post. Oh, he's feeling confident, however, that little mid-range jumper rolls out. Louis back in the game, pushing the ball for the Cavs, finding Hobber. Unable to connect on that 3. Gibson now in transition, has Osborne. Fed Fennell running the lane. Little behind the back pass to Osborne, but straight out of bounds. Would like to see the Hawks maybe slow down their offense a little bit. Another stop is needed. Fennell fighting with Polk in the low post. Polk demanding it. Great help there by Snowball. Pushing ahead to Gibson. Gibson attacking the paint, using the contact, fading away, and the Hawks have the lead by 1, 60-59.
Getting his body into him there, not letting him use that athleticism, really nice move.
Cavs kicking around. Donlan elevating, top of the key, and again knocking down the mid-range jumper. His tally now 22.
just jumps straight up, straight over the hand. It's hard to contest someone who's up that high when he shoots the basketball.
Snowball finding Latham in the low post. However, his hook shot airball and was tipped out of bounds by the Cavs. Hawks now to inbound. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Gibson hard across to the three-point range and fouled in the attempt. Looks like by Mike McInnes.
Don't think the Casey coach will be too happy with that one. Fouling a shooter is coach's nightmare.
Well said, Seb. Well, the last thing the Cavs will want is Jacob feeling like his shot's working, getting him rhythm. He's now got 3 from the charity stripe to get his mojo going and accumulate a much bigger tally than he already has. 23 points for Gibson, coming alive here in the second half. Nails the first, all tied up again, 2:12 to go in the third period. And the second. So a seesawing lead at the moment. Seems that everyone's forgotten he had 3 shots after he nails the second. Might have even looked like one of the referees started to jog back there, fellas. What do you think?
I think everyone's just locked in. Classic mistake.
3 from 3 for Gibson on that occasion. Now takes his tally to 7 of 7 from the line. Excellent free throw shooter is Jacob. Hawks playing much better D here. Turnaround jumper there by Donlan, unable. It went halfway down and popped back out. Fennell now bringing the ball up the floor. Oh, Stephen Osborne. Unfortunate foul there.
Back to that shot from Donlan, like, that's really good D. You kind of live with that, but that athleticism, you can't really do much to guard the shot and make it uncomfortable.
A very hard guard there. Gibson taking a rest, Scotty Stone back into the game. The foul there from Stephen Osborne. Mike McInnes stepped in front of him as he was cutting through the key, and unfortunately, Stephen had nowhere to go, causing that offensive foul. Nice screen there by Pope for Hobber. Missed the jump shot, however, Lemon's right there, able to have it straight back in. We're all tied up. 1:26 left in the third period.
Hopefully these free throws can get Scotty a bit more in the game.
You both called it. But one of the needs for the Hawks is to get Scotty Stone involved. And first offence back into the game for him. Coming off the dribble, looking to attack the paint, and he's rewarded. Heading to the line for 2.
I think that's really important as well. I don't think his shot's working too well outside. Getting in the paint for him is a big thing.
Another substitution there for the Hawks. Matty Fennell taking a rest, and Michael Salty back into the game.
Hopefully these 2 free throws can get Scotty locked in. Like last week playing Knox, he had 7 triples, so he's an excellent shooter from deep. And once he gets the side locked in, he's going to bury a ton of threes.
Michael Salty, a former youth champ player, guys, and you guys would have been youngsters, maybe training with the squad while he was running around. Any thoughts on Salty and the career he's had at Ringwood so far?
Not personally. I've never seen him play in the youth team, but I've heard many great stories about him pulling down tons of balls.
I don't think I've met someone so intense before. He's locked in every play, and that athleticism and heart he brings to the team is great.
So lead out to 2 after Scotty Stone knocks down a pair of free throws. Louis off the dribble. Chased by Snowball. Throws it up there and it manages to roll in. Less than a minute to go.
Great find by Scotty.
Fantastic offense. Just shaved 2 or 3 seconds off the clock, if that. Full court pass to Scotty. Scotty to Salty for an easy 2 in the paint. Fantastic ball movement. Cavaliers also moving the ball very well for another 2 for Lemons. the last 30 for the quarter. Stephen Osborne doesn't need to think twice. Top of the key, knocking down a triple. Last possession here for the Cavs. They'll hold for one shot, 15 remaining. So setting up for a double stagger screen.
Sitting right under those two picks, maybe in fact disrespecting the shot, maybe that's something in the game plan. I haven't seen him play too much, so I wouldn't know.
No, Ken not too happy there. It looked as if Louis might have double dribbled or carried, just had that ball in his hand for that extra split second. However, foul on the boards have given the KC Cavaliers another opportunity, and Pope hits on the buzzer. At the end of the third, the Hawks have taken the lead, however, it is only one. This is well and truly going to be a big final period. The Hawks lead 70-69. We are going to take a 1 minute break. We'll be back to you shortly. All right, we are back. 1 minute remaining here in this break. Just having a look at some stats here with Lockie. Clark had an amazing first half. He's got 17 and 9. Fennell done a great job in that starting lineup also with 13-10. Nice double-double there from him. Jacob Gibson coming alive across that third period. He has 26 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. For the Cavaliers, Donlan, that vertical leap of his, he is 4 of 5 from deep for 22 points, adding a couple of rebounds also in his 25 and a half minutes. Rasheed Lemons having a massive impact on the boards and offensive end as well. He has 19 and 9 with 3 dimes. Good contributions there from Louis and Polk. Hopper off the bench and McInnes. Cavaliers bench outplaying the Hawks at the moment. Only 7 points from the Hawks bench versus 13 from the Cavaliers. Not much, but every bit counts in a game this close. We are back to it. Hawks leading by 1 as we start the final term here at the Rings in Snowy's 400th blockbuster game. Nice behind the back pass there from Stephen Osborne to Fennell. Fennell finding Scotty Stone. Missing that triple, getting his own rebound, hitting a mid-range jumper in the short corner.
Another big shot for him.
No doubt about it. It brings his tally to 7 points. We'll call it now. This is going to be the Scotty Stone 4th quarter.
Let's hope so.
Scotty doing a great job on Donlan, containing him in the low post. Forced into a fadeaway shot, almost went down. Great defence there from Scotty Stone. They're going at Scotty again. A good call again from our special comments. Looking like Ken Harrington wanting to go at Stone, and he's knocked it down.
That activity off ball and even that D getting him into the game, really positive.
So just like that, he's accumulated double digits, 10 points for the game, first 5 here to start the period. Latham guarding Polk in the post. Good double down there from a number of the Hawks players. Snowy trapped though. All the boys have run away. It's stripped. Oh, Snowy's got hands in there, taking it back off him. Done a great job drawing with the referee though. Osborne pushing the ball. Feed into Latham in the low post. And Latham taking on Donlan, scoring another 2. Lead out to 8 just like that. And Minerve quickly calling a timeout. tech foul at the other end. Hopefully not on Snowy.
It is.
Snowy obviously not happy with the contact that led to the turnover, though he did a great job getting it back off Polk as it was taken off him. Ken now having a chat with the referee after Snowy has been teed up. Snowy's teammates doing a great job getting around him though, calming him down. No doubt a big game, however a lot of physicality out there. Referee's taking back control. Eric Minerve looking very calm talking to his side, fellas.
Yeah, I don't know too much about him, but yeah, he doesn't seem too fussed by that quick run that they just had.
Open up an 8-point lead there. I think that the approach in the timeout would be a little bit more up-tempo, but he seems to just calm his guys down, stop the run and get back into what they do best.
Eric Minerve's a very, very experienced coach, former head coach of the Waverley Falcons. Back in a time where Snowy and a lot of these guys were competing against championships in the era of Sedale Threat. Eric's resurfaced as the head coach of the Casey Cavaliers as they made their way from Division 1 to state champ a few years ago.
Snowy receiving a lot of love there from the crowd.
This player's having a general friendly chat on the floor as the referees come together to have a chat about the way this game is unfolding here in a tight one at the rings. 8:25 remaining in the period, 77-69. The Hawks lead by 8, and it looks like Donlan is going to the charity stripe to shoot the technical. Ken still discussing it with the officials. He's got the signal to be quiet from one of them, and now he's talking to the one opposite, closest to us. They're not having a bar of it. Donlan knocks down the free throw. 7-point lead. Cavaliers ball at the half. Crowd getting really vocal here, not too happy with that call on Snowy. Lemons low post guarded by Fennell. Two very big boys.
Good contest there.
Great contest by Snowy. However, Mitch Chapman knocking down a long two. Fennell guarded by Chapman, spinning, Polk helping, boost free, it's Snowy at the top. Shot clock to singles, nice flick pass to Fennell and unable to connect. Good contest on the boards there by Latham, however spills out of bounds, Cavs ball. Louis coming back in, McInnes having a rest, Hobber also checking back into the game, Polk having a rest.
Seems to be something wrong with either the live stats or the on-game scoreboard. It seems like Ringwood's on the stats are 77 to 73, whereas here at the stadium it's 77 to 72. A bit confused by that one.
Yeah, well, we'll always go with the bench. I think the confusion will have been that last deep shot from Mike McInnes.
Hey, the ref clearly signalled it too, but so we'll see if that gets changed in the stats, live stats.
Well, whatever the case, the Hawks are in the lead by 4 or 5. We're erring on the caution of 5 at this stage. 7:43. Ken Harrington with a timeout to have a chat to his fellas.
It'll be interesting to see what he does. He's got Gibson on the bench with 26 points, shooting really well for the game. See when he checks back in to do some more damage.
Yeah, good call there, Lockie. I can't imagine it's going to be too long before we see Gibson back into the lineup. Possibly for Stephen Osborne. Also Sean Clark with 17 points. Can't imagine he's going to be sitting on the pine for very long, especially with the impact he's had on the O boards.
Casey would be really happy with the limiting of his impact in this half. I think he's only scored 2 points this half, so that's a really good job by him.
Very true. So Cavaliers ball, moving it around, Snowy guarding Louis. Oh, Osborne lost Mitch Chapman there, and a falling down mid-range jumper.
We'll see Scotty Stone playing some great defence on Donlan, making someone else beat them.
Yeah, you called that too, Lockie. Don't disagree. He's lost the dribble on that one. We have Lemons going hard at Fennell in transition. To Louis. Hobber now for a deep three. Unable to connect. And we've got Latham on a great defensive rebound. Good, strong boards there from Trev. Snowy directing his team into the next offence. Double team on Snowy at the top of the key. Ball spilled out. He's able to split the defence. Open layup.
Casey don't look too happy with a no call on that, but it looked to me like it was tipped. So Snowy taking advantage of the confusion and getting 2 points.
I think both coaches would be unhappy with that. Looked like there was a lot of contact in there for Snowy and no call. And then the ball spilling loose. The Cavs wanting a travel or double dribble call. As Snowy had picked up his dribble when they double team. Referee's just wiping down the ball. With Louis indicating it's a bit sweaty. Looks like the bench is now querying exactly what you boys picked up earlier. The score line.
Yeah, still saying it's 75, 1 point difference on the live stats, so we'll see if that's...
It could be a problem if this game gets real close. We want to see a muck up there.
Chapman off the dribble, nice little floater. Gibson grimacing, something's gone on there. He's just checked back in after that timeout.
Chapman's putting Casey on his back right now.
Nice dribble penetration there by Jacob. Foul call.
There we go, like you said, Russ, Sean Clark checking back in.
Trevor with great minutes off the bench. Absolute beast on the boards he is. And we're back to the starting lineup for the Hawks. Most likely to finish off the last 6-12 in the period. Scotty Stone getting separation from his defender and a nice 2 in the short corner. Lead back to 5. 81-76, 6 minutes remaining. Hobber from deep. Shawnee Clark too slow to close out and knocks it down.
Game's getting a bit chippy now, a lot of holding off the ball.
Ooh, good defence there by Chapman. Staying in front of Stone. I think the Cavs bench wanted a charge, took a lot of contact in his chest, got knocked out of the out of the court. Scotty Stone able to step back, look at a 3. However, he was fouled on his attempt and has now got 3 opportunities from the charity stripe. Cavs communicating about their defensive rotations, and the Hawks, remaining Hawks, up having a chat to Ken on the sideline about their defensive approach on the next Cavalier possession.
Just trading buckets in this last quarter. 2 point difference right now, but a 1 point difference at 3/4 time. We'll see how tightly contested it is down the stretch.
Good to see our floor wipers finally getting in on the action. Our under 16 1 boys, coached by Rob Dielemans. Also here tonight raising money for some of them for their upcoming USA tour. Very exciting for those young fellas. No doubt future players at a senior level for our club. Scotty Stone, 3 of 3 from the line. 84-79, the Hawks lead by 5. Cavaliers now offensive end. Lemons off the dribble at top of the key, going hard at Fennell. Nice finish at the rim. Just too strong on that occasion, finding separation. Stone off a handoff from Snowball. Oh, high arching 3, almost went in the second attempt. Hobber off the dribble. That's a big fella to stop moving through the key. finds Lemons cutting from the top of the key, but fouled there by the Hawks.
Hobber's surprisingly agile. I didn't really expect that from him.
Personal foul on Gibson. Lemons to the line for 2. Jacob Gibson's second personal foul. Lemons makes the first. How are those stats looking, fellas?
Considering that, just having a look with the foul count for both teams, considering it's been a pretty physical game, it's not really reflected through the foul counts for both teams, relatively low.
Yes, good call, Lockie. Very physical game. Referee's allowing a lot of contact. Great offensive rebound there, but a miss from Gibson by Clark. 2 more attempts to go up, however, despite the look on Sean's face like he was fouled, no call by the referee, out of bounds, and Cavaliers ball.
Oh, it looks like Gibson got hit on that floater and he missed it by a lot. Doesn't seem like something he'd do without a foul or some contact to make it happen.
Very fair. Chapman back into the game after a short rest for Mike McInnes. Great D there by Snowy. Good help by Clark. Huge block on Louis. Stuffed it right back down his throat. Excellent pass from Fennell as he charges up the floor to find Sean Clark standing on his own deep in the Hawks' paint. Lead back to 3. Great D by Snowball on Louis. Just throws it up there. Not even close to banking that in. Snowball probing, finds Jacob Gibson trailing.
Way to get on the glass.
Sean Clark with another offensive rebound, and he had one of his hands held by his defender.
So that's a big rebound. He's even getting held there. They have no answer for Clark in the paint. Got to go to foul him to stop him on the boards.
Well and truly in the double-double vein now. Sean Clark with 17, looks like 11 rebounds, 8 of which are offensive. Missed there by the Hawks on that inbound possession. Donlan off the double screen. Sean Clark guarding Hobber. Donlan, offensive rebound. Hobber swiping at Clark.
That's a smart foul there. You don't really want to foul 94 feet away from the bucket.
No, fair call there, Sebastian. 4th personal foul now for the period for the Cavaliers. Everyone from now sending the Hawks to the charity stripe with 3:40 remaining. That's not the ideal position to be in when you're down.
It's an interesting call, letting the big fellas go at it in the paint, then turning around a couple of seconds later with a hands foul.
Clark with another O-board off the Fennell missed 3. He hands it to Jacob, scrolling in from the top of the key for another easy uncontested 2. Sean Clark doing absolutely everything here, scoring, pulling down boards, dishing out assists.
Another tough shot.
Louis scoring 2. 88-85, 3 minutes remaining. Hawks up by just a mere 3, and as Lockie indicated earlier, sides simply just trading buckets at the moment. And as long as the Hawks keep the lead, I think they can be okay with that. Cross-court pass by Clark to Fennell. Fennell finding Jacob Gibson for another triple, taking his tally to 29 for the game. Good mid-range jumper there from Mitch Chapman.
I think Jacob's gone to 31 on that. With the,
thank you, fellas.
Delayed there.
My bad. Stats not keeping up with our commentary. Oh, errant pass there by Sean Clark out of the low post, deflected by the Cavs. Louis pushing the ball to Hobber. Hobber looked at the 3, but Sean was right there. Chapman now against Gibson. He's been playing very well offensively. Another floater going hard at Gibson and drops for him. Lead back to 2. What has Chapman accumulated now, fellas?
Now we've got a different look on the live stats. They're down by 1. It's a 3-point lead for the Hawks in the life stats, but a 2 on the scoreboard, so it's reversed back the other way.
Interesting scenes here. Miss there in the paint from the Hawks. Louis bringing it back down the other end. You'd think they'd go back at Chapman after playing so well.
Oh, tough.
Louis slipped there as he attacked Gibson in the paint. Recovered and jumped into Gibson. Foul on Jacob, sending Louis to the line for 2.
Chapman's got 9 points, and I wouldn't be surprised if all 9 of them get in this last turn.
Ken Harrington calling a timeout. Having a chat to the referees about the missed travel call that he believed on the Louis slide. Referees indicating that wasn't the case. Floor wipers in action again. Don't think there's any need. I think they just want to be the centre of attention.
Bit stiff there.
He's getting clapped by his teammates sitting in the corner. .129 remaining in this one. Hawks 91, Cavaliers 89. Going to be tight last 90 seconds, there is no doubt. Who's your call, fellas? Is it the Hawks or the Cavaliers? And which player is each team going to go to in the remaining seconds?
I'm going to say Hawks will win. I think because of the fact that everyone on their team can score, I don't think they really need to go to one player. And for Casey, I think Donlan and Chapman have had really big quarters, and Donlan at least a whole game. So those two would be guys I'd want to shut down if I was Ringwood.
Interesting to note that you boys pointed out earlier that on our scoreboard here, the bench officials have indicated the Hawks have a 2-point lead, 91-89. However, our live stats are indicating 91-90 Hawk lead by 1 as Louis makes the first free throw. So discrepancy here as to whether or not the lead is at 1 or now tied.
Tie ball game, 90 seconds to go.
Gibson doing it for the Hawks. Hand off there to Stone, well guarded by Louis. Fennell, hand off to Snowy. Ooh, Louis with sticky hands, reaching.
I think that sends them to the line.
Softer call than we've been accustomed to so far in this game, guys. But Snowy going to the line. Cavs not too happy with that call.
Yeah, on that Eric Maher from the bench, he wasn't happy with it all. Tightly contested ball game down the stretch, wondering if he needs to call that.
Snowball at the line, makes the first.
Not phased at all. 400 games might do that to you.
Makes the second.
Ball don't lie.
So 93-91 now, 1:17 remaining. Louis letting the ball roll up the floor, maximising his shot clock and game clock. Chapman guarded by Gibson at top of the key. Donlan taking a fall on the weak side. Stone trailing in hard.
Big shot.
Hobber, Brent Hobber, Raheem Lemons outside of the key. To Hobber on the perimeter, knocks it down. Hawks now trail by 1, 93-94. Chapman all over Gibson. A switch on the offense there to Fennell. Big three off the handoff. Right back down the other end, 96-94. 38 seconds remaining. Only a couple of possessions left in it if they use the clock. Double staggers there for Donlan, takes it baseline, forces up a tough shot.
Great spot.
Defensive rebound by the Hawks. Fennell finds Gibson across the floor to Stone. Stone now probing. They're going to have to foul, and they do. Stone found Gibson. Gibson now going to the line. Just under 12 seconds remaining. 96-94, the Hawks lead. Timeout by the Cavaliers.
Still confused by that intentional foul rule. I don't really like it, the new interpretation, but don't think anyone really went for the ball there.
No, very, very true.
On that foul, Gibson's the last person who leaves the line in a late game situation. most likely going to make them pay with two mates coming up. 7 of 7 for the game so far.
Wouldn't want to moz him, Lockie.
Yeah, if he misses those, Lockie.
It's ball from you.
It's my career over if he misses these two.
I think it's over anyway, just slightly, but...
Dangerous words to say there, fellas. 11.7 seconds to go. The Hawks lead 96-94. Jacob Gibson heading to the charity stripe as they are in the bonus on that foul. Who are the Cavs going to go to in their final possession, potentially, fellas? Will it be Donlan with that vertical? Will they go to Hodder, who's been hitting some triples in this game, stretching that 5-man out to the perimeter? Or do they go to Chapman, who's had an excellent fourth period?
I think Chapman does most of his damage in the mid-range, so I don't think it'll be him.
We just saw Donlan down the other end last Cavs possession. He took a tough contested shot, so it'd be hard to see them go away from anyone but him.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Hobbo take a 3-pointer or something like that. It'd be really hard for Shawnee to get out to him and contest him effectively.
Gibson makes the first 97-94. What defence do the Hawks go to? Are they going to a full court pressure here? Are they going to press or trap?
No, I think straight half-court man is what they live and die by. So.
He makes the second 4-point differential. Lemons fires from deep. Fennell with the defensive rebound, and Chapman fouls him. 4.7 left. Fennell heading to the line.
You think that'd be game now?
It looks as if the Hawks are going to come away with a W for Matthew Snow's 400th Big V game, representing the green and white. Fennell makes the first, 99-94. This one for the ton. And he knocks it down.
No hot dogs for the crowd like the NBA. A bit disappointed with that.
Chapman, last shot of the game, fires a deep three, doesn't drop, and the crowd goes off in celebration of not only a Hawks win, the recognition of point guard legend here at the Ringwood Hawks. One of the best the league has ever seen. Matthew Snow, congratulations on 400 games. Congratulations to the Hawks on getting a win in this packed Ring Stadium on a Saturday night. Lockie Ahale, Sebastian Lees, it's been a pleasure listening to your game insights. How do you feel after your first game call?
I don't think this will be a regular thing for me. So,
Lockie?
No, I'm a lot more comfortable on the court or in more scenarios sitting on the bench cheering on the team. So.
I tell you what, I'm looking forward to your teammates listening to your special comments and giving it to you at training. In particular, some of those champ boys. But well done for coming up here and giving it a red-hot crack. Matthew Hickey's shoes are big ones to fill in this realm. He is no doubt a champion when it comes to calling a game like this. Matthew Snow now taking the opportunity to get some photos with his fans, friends and family. That's it for us from the Rings on this Saturday evening. Hawks 100 defeating Cleveland Cavaliers. That would be incorrect, wouldn't it, fellas? Although I did watch that game today. The Casey Cavaliers 94. Wishing you all a pleasant evening, and we'll see you at the Rings next time.